To all who listen to this happy pod, welcome. My name is Noah Parker, and this is my world of wonder, a thing you haven't heard me say in the last couple of weeks. But today we're doing a little different thing, so I'm joined today by my wonderful mother, Mom. Lynn. I don't know what happened just then.
Name.
Forgot about that. Yeah, so you'll notice that this was not live streamed. And that's because we were honestly trying to figure out if we could a minute ago. I don't think we're there yet. We're going to need to work on some things. But yeah, so these will be pre-recorded episodes, kind of sticking with the original Noah Parker's World of Wonder. What's the word? Like motif, I guess. Kind of separate. A third version of the podcast, a third podcast, if you will, on the Noah Parker's World of Wonder podcast network. So yeah, Mom is our theme park correspondent. So she is the boots on the deck in Walt Disney World. She has not been since we went with her. So we wanted to do something fun today still, parks related today still, but not any like current events, except for maybe kind of a little bit, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'll stop beating around the bush. Today we are doing an Animal Kingdom tier list. Because we've done all of the other parks and did not get to Animal Kingdom before the season break. So, yeah. As we get started, I just thought we would spend some time, I guess not necessarily us catching up, but the podcast, the folks listening, catching up a little bit with you because they haven't heard from you in over a month
I know. It's been so weird, too. As a matter of fact, my computer and all that decided that it didn't remember what to do with the podcast. And so it was a challenge to get started. Whereas before we could just literally sit down, push play or record actually on everything and then go. And today my devices were like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're here.
Yeah.
We got going eventually. So
yeah.
Yeah. So cool. What have you been up to since we last chatted with you back in? Was that the end of? That wasn't August even. That was
July.
That was July.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I know. So
it's almost been 2 months.
Those who have listened to the podcast know that I have said in the past that my least favorite park is, don't throw tomatoes, Magic Kingdom. And I actually have gone to Magic Kingdom 3 times in the last month. So Lauren and Kirk were out here in August, and we went to Magic Kingdom. And then we went to all the parks, actually, but except for, I don't think Dad and I went to Animal Kingdom. And then my niece Nia and my sweet great niece Lucy were here, and we went to Magic Kingdom in August. And then of course you and Adriana, my beautiful daughter-in-law, were out here in September, and the 3 of us went to Magic Kingdom. And it was just, I'm like, how is this happening? I think I've been more times to Magic Kingdom than in the last month than I had in the previous 2 or 3 years. Honestly.
That is actually ridiculous. I'm glad we broke you from that.
Oh gosh.
Part of the motivation for forcing you into Magic Kingdom was, and I'm sure you've done it before, but probably not in years, is visit Tom Sawyer Island.
I have not done it in years.
So yeah, and so we're not going to have an opportunity to here shortly. So
yeah,
that was one of the things that me and Adriana absolutely made a point of getting done while we were in the parks this time around, along with a couple other things that we'll never get an opportunity to do again. Like we rode the Liberty Square riverboat, which not happened. I don't know if we'll ever ride that again. Honestly, I know Adriana won't, because we won't be back for a vacation for at least a year.
Right.
But we are also kind of tentatively, potentially planning on maybe going to a foreign park next year.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh boy.
But yeah. So that's fun. And as of today, you guys are 1 day free of hurricane. Is that correct?
Oh my gosh, Noah.
Or is that 2 days?
Oh, it is
Or are
recording.
you guys kind of
sorry.
still dealing with it a little bit?
So yeah, the hurricane came through on the night of Thursday. Well, I don't know what date that was. I don't know dates. What
Couldn't
was
tell you
it?
off the top of my head either, but I can
Is it the 20? I
find
think
out.
it's the 26th.
That sounds about right.
Where we're at, we got a lot of wind and not too much rain, so that was okay. But the wind, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we're from Colorado, so we are used to the Chinooks and stuff that we get in Colorado. But the winds here, I mean, like 120-mile-an-hour winds, we didn't really get that. That was more towards the center of the hurricane. But it was just kind of incredible, and you know, it made it worse for me because Dad's on the road, and it was me and Grandma Jan, and it was happening overnight, and so sleep was not something that was happening at that moment, and it stopped around, I don't know, maybe it must have been about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So we really had about 6 or 7 hours of just intense wind and not knowing if the power was going to go off. We had a couple of times where it like went off for a little bit and then came right back on. In the area where it was hit between Tallahassee and where we live, which is on the other side of Gainesville, there were over 100,000 families that were without power. And at this point, most of them are back up. There's like somewhere between 75,000, maybe a little bit more, that have been restored. But yeah, just got to pray for those families and the workers and stuff. And then there's like internet issues and stuff because those services have been affected, whether it was you know, mobile internet or like Excel or not Excel, what's it called, Xfinity.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Close enough. Oh yes, good old Excel Energy's internet.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that like Verizon prioritizes first responders, so like people on Verizon get not forgotten because like, you know, the first responders are really important. They need to be able to communicate, but it gets really, really difficult for people on Verizon to communicate with anybody when they're in the middle of a disaster because most of the Verizon's lines are being tied up and freed up, kept clear, I guess, for first responders. And it's one of those, I almost feel like, I don't know, a part of me is like, can we just like make a network for first responders that always have priority? And then, because like there's people like my cake decorator has family in that area and they have Verizon and they can't communicate with people right now because all the first responders
take precedence. Yeah,
which fair but annoying because people are like, she's alive, right? Like they're okay, and like occasionally they can get through. Like it seemed like from what Becca was telling me, it's like she can get a text message out like once an hour.
Wow.
Right now. And so and like phone calls are basically forget about it.
Yeah.
Unless you plan on saying, "Hi, I'm alive. Goodbye."
Yeah. And I think it really depends on, you know, where you were in that area.
True.
The area
I'm sure
like,
some of it has to do with towers being taken out too. It's
right.
not all.
Exactly.
I shouldn't be like saying it's only the first responder priority that's causing it. It's towers that have been taken out too, but
right.
It doesn't help.
Yeah, and like the areas along the coast, the Gulf Coast of Florida, starting I want to say down as far as Port Charlotte, which is north of Fort Myers, south of Tampa, all the way up to like maybe close to Destin, Florida. Kind of, they call it the Big Bend, and it's that part of Florida that kind of hooks. That
the part that like that goes up underneath like Louisiana.
Yeah, well, it goes up under Georgia and
about?
Alabama. Actually, it doesn't go up under Louisiana. It's Louisiana's on the other side.
Sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure it doesn't touch Louisiana?
Yes, I am.
I'm not sure.
It's Florida, Georgia, Alabama, or Florida, Alabama, and then Mississippi, and then Louisiana. Yes,
Maybe it's Mississippi.
Trust me, baby.
I feel like it's touching something over there.
It's touching. It's okay. So it's across the bay. From Alabama's across the bay from Florida, and then but there's like Mobile is right there.
Look at that. You're right.
And then, what? I'm
just gonna blame my geography teacher for that one.
Dude, you traveled that road. Oh my gosh! Like, how many times did we go down there? That's how we
I
used
don't
to,
even-
when we
Well,
drove
we
from
actually-
Colorado, that's how we used to go until we started going through.
Yeah, but fun fact for you, I've only ever been with you going down I-10 once, and that was in 2005. Every single time we went since 2005, we've gone I-70 and cut across to like whatever it is, I-24 to I-65 to freaking
in
I-75 or
2000,
whatever
in
it is.
2009, we went back that way through.
2009. I wasn't
Yeah.
with you in 2009.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. You
Yes.
left me in Florida.
No,
where I belong.
I wish you were here.
I don't remember going back that way before.
We did because we
I
had to
ju-
go.
I-
We went
okay.
through an ice storm, or we were
don't
avoiding
remember that.
We were avoiding an ice storm, but then we went.
I guess
up
who am I to
to-
question you? I was wrong about where the panhandle sits. So I concede.
But we came
need to get
through.
going on this thing.
I
This-
know.
this
We
queue
came
is gonna take us
through,
forever.
and then we went back and we washed our clothes. And the next day, like we literally got home. The next day, we left and we went to Nebraska and saw Great Grandpa Clausen.
I do remember that part of it, but I didn't
Yeah.
remember that we came back through Texas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
All right.
2009 is a blur anyway. But anyway,
Cut
I guess
out
the
what
last
you
thing I wanted
will.
to say is, yeah, I guess the last thing I was going to say about the hurricane specifically is pray for those people down there, guys. If you can do financial support to help relief down there, I don't have any links for any
Yeah.
charity organizations or anything doing anything because I'm a prayer. I can't help financially right now, unfortunately. I wish I could, but if you guys could do something on my behalf, that
Yep.
would be amazing.
And be cautious
But-
about who you're donating to. Make sure that the
Yeah.
funds are going to actually go to the victims of the hurricane and all that. So, and it left a huge death toll actually once it got inland through
Yeah.
Georgia and Tennessee and Kentucky. And so,
Boy.
yeah, it's
Some of those people in Tennessee
Yeah.
just weren't prepared for that kind of
no,
thing. Like,
because why
Tennessee
would a
was not really
hurricane go
built
up
for
through
hurricane. Yeah.
Tennessee? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
okay,
Pray for him, y'all. Pray for him.
definitely.
And yeah, okay.
All right.
Sad notes aside, let's get on to happier things and let's get into our tier list of Animal Kingdom. So I think we'll take turns, like reading off the attraction, and then whoever reads the attraction gets first vote on the rating,
Okay.
if that makes sense. So like I'll read the first one and then I'll say what letter I think it should have,
Okay.
and then you tell me what letter you think it should have, and we'll debate and then move on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So of course the tiers are S for super amazing, fabulous, fantastic, magical. A is for about perfect. B is for basically perfect. C is for could have done a little bit better. D is for dang. Dang, that's a thing. And F is for
Forget it.
forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a few in here when I was writing this list out where I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess I haven't ever done it before.
Yeah.
I am not a Rafiki's Planet Watch person, so I think I've been out there one time. So all the Rafiki's Planet Watch stuff is gonna be kind of like based off of the way it sounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds cool. Like for example, our first little thing here is the affection section at Rafiki's Planet Watch, which appears to me and sounds like a place where you could pet and cuddle little babies. Is that right? Little baby aminals?
I think the affection section is actually the petting zoo, basically.
It's even better. Okay, so maybe not babies, but
So
they're,
yeah, not babies,
you
but
can touch goats and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna say B for that personally, because like
yeah, I'm gonna
then you
say
gotta wash your
I'm
hands
gonna
and
say
stuff.
B. I'm gonna say B. What I don't know, and I don't know if it's actually on here farther down or not. So
there's several different things in Rafiki's Planet Watch, and they're all on here.
okay, so there's a train to get out there. So one of the things I like to do when we're talking about things that we can do is things you can do with little kids and things that that older folks or those with disabilities can do or not do. And I don't remember how the train works, except that when you board the train, you sit sideways. And like, I don't know if it's like, you know, like on the railroad at Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney Railroad, you can't, if you are in a scooter or whatever, they have one train car for if you have your own wheelchair or whatever and you're taking it with you, but like ECVs can't go on. And so I don't know if everybody can get to to affection section. So I'm not sure, and I don't have a map in front of me because the maps will tell you, and I can't use my phone because
Yeah.
but the maps will tell you, they'll have like a wheelchair symbol if you can take your personal conveyance or whatever with you. So, but if we're just looking at affection section, I definitely agree. It's definitely a B. It's basic. It's definitely going to be something that's going to capture smaller children. It's not like a height requirement or anything like that. So it's definitely something. I don't know that a lot of people go out there, so there may not be very many lines to do it. And it's definitely something that kids can get into, I think.
There you go. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. It sounds fun, and aside from the not 100% sure if you can get out there with if you're differently abled.
Yes.
But yeah. Well, there you go. That's affection section.
Okay.
Next.
The animation experience, I'm going to guess that is like what they have at Disneyland, where you learn to draw a character, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I believe that is correct.
Okay. I'm going to say that is going to be a C in my book. And the only reason I'm giving it a C is for the reason that we just said. There might be lower crowds and stuff. So that's going to be something that maybe adults would want to do after, they just want to take a break from the crowds or whatever. So they're going to go out there and they're going to learn how to draw, Baymax or Eeyore or whatever character they happen to be doing at that time.
Yeah. I mean, I like learning to draw characters.
I do too.
So my brain instantly wants to go B, but the fact that every time I've done something like this, it's come out looking like pretty awful. I'm with you on the C tier there. Just because of my pure inability to actually do it.
Okay.
Sorry. I have a little bit of heartburn for a second there or something.
Oh, you good?
Acid reflux. I don't know. I think
Okay.
we're good. Next up on our list is Avatar Flight of Passage. And without even saying anything, that's
an S. It's definitely an S.
really, really enjoy that ride. And it's one of those things where, in Magic Kingdom, we have 4 different versions of Dumbo the Flying Elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only 3, I guess, in Magic Kingdom, technically.
Yeah. And then Triceratops Spin.
Triceratops Spin. And they're all the same ride, right?
Just different
So you get a little bored when
characters.
they use the exact same ride system over and over and over
Yeah.
again. The fact that Flight of Passage is functionally identical to... I shouldn't say functionally identical, but in its most basic principle is a copy of Soarin' Around the World.
Yeah.
But just done to the nth degree, and it is so much better and so much more. I love Soarin' over California and Soarin' Around the World. I love both iterations. But boy, oh boy, Flight of Passage is amazing. I didn't even know that they could up it even more, but apparently they can.
Right. I agree. And that one is one that I think that is good for everyone. If kids meet the height requirement, of course. That one is just really interesting and interactive, I think. It's actually Granny Jan's favorite ride. Every time we go to a park, she asks if we can go on Flight of Passage, and I have to remind her what park it's at. So we don't always get to go on it, but yeah, it's just one of those that's just really fun and engaging. And I feel like when you get into the movie or what you're watching, you just really start to feel that you are really on a Banshee, and it's just really, really fun.
Yeah, I agree. Amazing ride. 10 out of 10. Okay. Next up on our list,
The Beyond.
Is the first thing I could not tell you what this actually is.
I think it's
You know
the
what?
Beyond
You know what?
is the Nemo stage show. They just changed it.
No.
What is it?
No, that's separate. That's Finding Nemo: The Big Blue and Beyond.
Oh.
I think that there was a mistake, and I have to see if it was my fault or if it was the website I was looking at's fault. Let me peek around here a second.
Okay.
That's Dino Zoo. That's Wilderness Explorers. I'm pretty confident this was the website I was on error and not my own, because I believe that is actually supposed to say the Boneyard.
Oh.
I
Okay.
am almost 100% sure about that.
Oh, well, that's even better because I can definitely address the Boneyard.
Go ahead and talk while I address this and find out if it was.
Okay. Well, you don't have it anywhere else, so I'm going to say it has to be it. Right?
I mean, that's kind of my thinking too. Let me just double check.
So it's the Boneyard.
I don't know what the heck the Beyond is. So
the Boneyard is a play area for kids, and they have the opportunity to discover dinosaur fossils, and the cast members actually are very engaging. I've watched a lot of interactions with children that they have made, and it's just really cool to have an area where the kids feel like they're actually digging up dinosaur bones and all that. And I love how the cast members get to engage with the kids, get into character. They're not so much there to babysit because you can't just drop your child off there, but it's a way of making them feel like they're in a real dinosaur dig. Plus, it gives kids a way to burn off the extra energy they might have. Most of it is sort of shaded-ish, and it's just a really fun area for younger kids. I don't think that teens would really get into it. I think teens are more looking for like roller coasters and, Expedition Everest and let's go on Flight of Passage and let's go on Kali River Rapids and stuff like that. So it's definitely geared towards the younger set, and it's a really fun area for them to burn off some of their energy. Mm-hmm.
There you go. After some observation, it was my fault.
Oh.
I think it was an autocorrect thing where I just was, because I was typing somewhere I shouldn't have been. I don't know how to. That sounds really wrong, but
yeah, I'm gonna give it a B, by the way, because I do think it's good for kids.
You that.
I do think it's good for kids. So
yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at work when I was typing it, and I think I misspelled it, and then it autocorrected to what it thought was closest, which was the Beyond. So
okay,
my B, it is the Boneyard, and that makes a heck of a lot more sense.
Okie dokie. There you go.
There you go. Okay, the next one. Go right ahead and read that one.
Am I reading that one? It's yours, isn't it? Yeah, it's yours.
No, it was yours. I was one, and dang it.
What? I'm what again?
I just don't want to mispronounce it, but I'm going to.
Burudika. Dika.
That's a A.
Burudika Band.
Burudika Band. I'm at a loss on that one, personally. I'm not. See, my biggest issue when I do these tier lists is that I am not very much of a like
the entertainment for? Like I'll call it the street entertainment. I'm not so much into the street entertainment myself. Yeah. Like at Epcot, they have the mariachis over by the Mexico Pavilion, like on the water side. And I like to listen to them, but if you enjoy that sort of thing, this is going to be a really fun time for you. I'm pretty sure this is the group, I could be wrong, that Uncle Dewey actually got to play with at one point. They gave him a musical instrument and he got to play with it back in, I think, 2008.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say I will give this a C, unless there's people out there who do like that kind of entertainment. They want to stand and listen to the bands and things like that are there. So it's definitely open to your likes.
Yeah.
So
I would say it's a C for us. The way we do the parks, it's a C.
Yes.
I just don't. I mean, it's really cool to walk by and hear them playing, but it's not something I'm going to stop for and really. But that's with everything. I mean, I'm a drummer, and I won't even do that for the Jameters. So, or a group we'll get to later on down here. Cool. It's a C tier for that one. What do we got next?
Chakranadi, and I don't even know what that is.
Chakranadi. Traditional instruments. It just seems like it's more. This is in Asia, so it's more Asian traditional instruments, I suppose. Kind of. I'm in the same boat with that one because of and this is what I'm talking about. For me, that's mentally the same thing.
Yes.
Like, music is great.
Yeah.
I'm a show tunes kind of guy. So.
I'm a show tunes kind of girl. So, yep.
Yeah. Super cool. Quick, we'll just, slide down to the next one then. Why not?
Okie dokie.
Next up is Conservation Station. Have you ever seen those videos where the people just have straight up brain glitches and they can't like this one chick is trying to talk about her new hand sanitizer and she keeps saying sand sanitizer and she just can't get it out. She can't say it correctly.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's what just happened to me, but not quite as extreme. But anyway, the Conservation Station. This is also back in Rafiki's Planet Watch. There's a lot more going on back in Rafiki's Planet Watch than I realized.
There really is. There really is. And it's geared to take people away from the main park and give them an opportunity to become a part of conservation and I won't say animal rights because that's not exactly what it is, but caring for animals and stuff in a different light. And so that's what Conservation Station is. It's learning about becoming a, what do the Irwins call it? Conservation warrior. And so that's really what the Conservation Station is. They also have, I think it's out there, they have I don't know if it's a scavenger hunt. I'm going to go with that. That you can kind of do, and then when you finish, you can get a conservation button or something, or they used to. I haven't been out there in a hot minute. Now if you
donate, you get it.
Oh, now if you donate, you get it. Okay, well.
Actually, I think that was just on Earth Day because we happened to be at Animal Kingdom on Earth Day when we went for our honeymoon.
Oh,
super random. I don't know how you do that on accident, but we did. Okay. Yeah. So tier, where were we putting that one?
I will put that one at...
Oh, this was mine, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So you have to go first. Yeah, you got to go first.
I don't know. I give it that B.
Yeah.
Because it helps you kind of learn what people do to animals. That's not good things, you know?
Yeah.
Animals that we're allowed to eat, great. But there's people that will just go...
Right.
Wipe out half of Africa because they like shooting things. And I'm
and they do a lot of teaching on elephants, elephants and rhinoceros specifically. Those are they are targeted by poachers for their tusks. Both the rhino for his horn and the elephant for the tusks. So it's a good way to teach kids to really love our planet and the
animals.
Yes, and the animals, exactly. Okay. One of my
B tier, you agree with me?
Yes, I agree with you on B tier.
Okay. Cool.
Are we moving on to my next one?
This is where we start hitting touchy subjects. We're going to do it twice at least. So this is the first one.
Okay. Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Now, first of all, dinosaur is in the next, I don't know what kind of time frame, I'll say in the next 2 years, going away. And so I don't know if it's going to have the same. I'm going to give it an A because it is one of those thrill rides. It is unpredictable. It's kind of I won't say it's an autonomous car, but it's got one of those, what is it called? Where it's got the, it's not the same ride. It just has the same movements and stuff, or it whatever. It's very much, if anybody's been to Disneyland and ridden the Indiana Jones ride out there at Disneyland Park, that is the same kind of ride, and I really like it.
The physical track layout is almost identical. You turn left at the same time, you turn right at the same time. all that's really different is the set pieces.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And how bright it is.
And it's one of those
Yeah.
rides that's going to they're transitioning that whole Dino Land USA. And actually it's called Donald's Dino Bash now. It's not Dino Land USA anymore,
Well,
really.
I think that's a particular part of it.
Is it just...
Because on the map it does still say Dinoland USA.
Okay. It must be like where the carnival rides are in Triceratops Spin and Hester and Lester's or whatever it is. Chester and whatever. Anyway, I think that's all going away, and it's going to become Tropical Americas, I believe. And so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, I definitely give Dinosaur as it is. And when it becomes the new ride, I'm sure it'll still be fun and all that. But I like the story behind it, except for it used to be called Countdown to Extinction.
Yep.
And then the movie Dinosaur with Aladar came out, and then they changed it, and now you're actually looking for an Allosaur, which is who Aladar is. And then you meet with a Carnotaurs, and so it is a little scarier for children. Definitely be cautious of that. A lot of my younger kids were like, do we have to go on it? And we'd be like, no, but we want you to go on it. You can sit in the middle so the dinosaurs don't get you. And, they grew up, like I said before, at Disney. And so they know that things are louder than they should be, just for the effect and stuff like that. But be cautious if you do take smaller children. If you are in a ECV or wheelchair, you would need to transition to the ride vehicle. You can't stay in that ECV or other device, so you would have to transition. They do have elevators though to get you up and down, so that's not a problem as far as getting you on there. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents. I definitely think it's an A ride though.
Yeah, there you go. I'm with you. Next up is Discovery Island Trails. Basically, once you walk in the park, you enter into the Oasis, and then just beyond that, you keep walking towards the Tree of Life. You're going to hit Discovery Island. And then there's different trails in there because a lot of people, I don't know if people realize that there's more than one way to get from the Oasis into basically the rest of the park.
Yeah.
Specifically to Discovery Island is the place where the trails are. So
yeah.
They have a whole bunch of different animals tucked away and hidden back there. Little what are they called? Not capsule. Why my brain is not working today?
Statues or something? Not statues. They're
what do they call the place where the boxed out area where you put animals?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
My brain keeps thinking like the pen, but it's not, or like the pen, but it's not the pen. It's like
in there.
It's not an exhibit.
Enclosures.
It's like thank you. That's the word. They're enclosures for several different animals. I think they have gators up there.
They do.
They've got an anteater whose name currently escapes me, but thanks to all ears, I did know it at one point. I just can't think of it at the moment. She does have a name though.
Yeah.
A real life anteater, and a whole bunch of different animals that you can see before you even get back to Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Oh yeah.
I think they have some flamingos up there too.
Yep.
But yeah.
And the alligator is over by Restaurantosaurus.
Is he all the way over there?
There's an alligator over at Restaurant by
that's right. There are
Restaurantosaurus.
definitely some over there.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I guess
but
that's
they're
not part
all
of the Discovery
over.
Island trails then,
No,
but-
it's not. It's not. But there's.
But there's other things in there. There's something specific over there that I was blanking on, but it's okay. We can.
It's okay. Yeah.
My brain keeps thinking of capybara, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know if
sounds
they're
right.
there.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Probably. So anyway,
On-
if you're into checking out the animals, I would say like definitely A, B tier.
Yeah.
For me, it's a B because
It's
I
a
don't.
B.
I mean, I will walk through those trails and like, oh look, there's the anteater. But if the anteater's not there, I'm not gonna stop and like look for her. You
Right,
know?
right. And
I'm just
I
gonna
understand the
keep moving.
concept. The concept is, like when you go to a zoo, you want to go and you want to look at the animals. I think that
Yeah.
was kind of the intention, is that they would make it kind of a melding of a zoo and an amusement park. So people
Yeah,
would
I
want to
think so
see
too.
the animals. And you know, you can see most of those animals too on Kilimanjaro safaris. And so there's that. You know, if you want to go exploring, I will say for the most part, some of those enclosures are actually in the shade. And, you know, when it's Florida summer, you definitely want to be in the shade sometimes. It's not necessarily any cooler, but the sun's not beating on you. So,
yeah. That's actually might almost be enough to bump it up to an A, just the fact that it's pretty shaded almost all the time. I'm stick with B, though.
Yeah, stick with B, definitely. Definitely.
All right.
Okay, next one is Divine. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to just say right out, it's a B for me because I get so captivated. So if you don't know, Divine is a character that looks like a tree, I guess, or vines.
Yeah.
Hence Divine. But it's a person in costume and like stilts. So like four-legged, so her arms are on stilts and then her legs are on stilts. And she'll just stay still and people start walking by and then she might change position. And that's when you realize, oh my gosh, that's not a vine hanging right there. That's this character.
A living being.
And it's just, and she moves with such grace and elegance that like I could just watch her for a good long while. It's just really mesmerizing almost and captivating, I think. So yeah, that's definitely a B. So those people who would kind of watch the bands and stuff would probably watch Divine.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I wouldn't watch the bands, but I would definitely sit there and watch Divine.
Fair enough. Right on. Next up, we have Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain, which automatically also gets an S for me.
Yes.
For several reasons. Number one being that it is the most exciting thing happening in Animal Kingdom. Maybe second most, because I think I would put Avatar Flight of Passage above it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a very exciting thing to have happen. One of the things I like a lot about it, too, is it's the only attraction in Animal Kingdom that has a single rider line.
Yeah.
So if you're like we were, and we were like, let's just kind of get this thing busted out and get the heck out of here because we got to go to Epcot to do the Emile's fromage montage. And so we were like, why don't we just jump in the single rider line and just get on the ride and just call it a day? Because the standby line is 40 minutes, and I'm like, it's worth it for that one ride, but when I'm in Animal Kingdom, I'm like,
get in and get out.
It is my least favorite park, and I feel bad saying that because it's a beautiful park and it's a really fun park, but there's just not a lot to do.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, I'd rather be in Epcot or Hollywood Studios, but I'd rather be in Hollywood Studios than any park anyways. I love me some Hollywood Studios, but the single rider line definitely is a really helpful thing if you're just trying to bust through it, I guess.
Yeah, get the ride out of the way.
Yeah. You still get the joy of riding it. You don't get the picture with you and your family on the ride if you go through there, but
sort of you do. Anyway? I mean,
if you can get everyone's picture, and if you're good with Photoshop, you can make everyone look like they were on the same ride, you're good to go.
Well,
unless you end up with the situation we ended up with where Dad and Adriana were sitting in the same seat in different cars.
Yes.
So I can't just Photoshop them. Like, I can cut myself out and I can cut you out and just overlay those onto one.
Right.
And then I can have Dad or Adriana with us, but I can't have both.
But you can't have them both. And it was really interesting because you and I we were in the same car. One, like you were in row 1 and I was in row 3 and we were on opposite sides. So we were in the same car, and Adriana was in our same train, but she was
just 2 in front of us, I think.
And then
cars in front of
Dad
us.
was definitely on a different train.
That was on a whole different train. Never mind. Don't say that. No one. Okay.
Where are we at?
Moving right along.
Feathered Friends in Flight. Okay, so I'm going to give this one a B because I think it's I love everything that shows the capabilities of the animals. Anything that's like that is really fascinating to me. And we weren't going to go. Dad and I went, I think last year. I don't remember when it was. And we decided to sit and watch only because while we were walking, we were starting to walk past, and this group of like 4 parrots flew over us, flew into the stadium, and then a little while later they flew out, flew around, and flew back into the stadium, and then more came in. So those were blue macaws, and then some red ones came in, and I was like, I gotta watch this. And it was so fascinating. I just really enjoyed that. I would say it's a place to sit down. It is outside, but it's definitely shaded for the most part. So that's kind of the reason for my B, because it's a place to sit, a place to relax. It's accommodating, and I think it's actually engaging for younger children as well. So that's where I'm putting it.
Heck yeah. I'm into it. Next up on our list is the first of 2 things that I really, really like in this park. Yes. And that is the Festival of the Lion King, which gets an A tier. Yeah. Because I am a theater kid. Grew up. Love it. Love all of the theater things in Disney.
Yes.
And this is one of the ones in Animal Kingdom. And it's a lot of fun. It's an interactive. They make you participate. In my case, I get to participate. Yeah. But in some other people's cases, like Dad, maybe, you have to participate. But a big thing for this, too, is it's one of only a few things in Animal Kingdom that's actually inside. And it's air conditioned, and so you get to sit down. You get to enjoy some good Lion King songs. Yeah. You get to enjoy the tumble monkeys, which are basically just like crackhead monkeys that bounce around, and it's super fun.
Crackhead monkeys.
I mean, yeah, and it has a little serious dark part.
Yes. And it tells the story of Lion King.
It does. It goes through the story of the Lion King, but really, really fast.
Yes.
I think it's only like a 15 or 20, maybe 30-minute show. I think it's like short.
18 or 22 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
They hit all the bullet points. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
A tier for me.
Yes, A tier. And moving right into that, a good segue is that this is also Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond is also a stage show. And this one's definitely, I want to say an S, definitely, because...
Me too.
Because what I like about it is it's not just a show, it's a show with puppets, and it's these 2 productions I would say are very much Broadway worthy. And so I think that's definitely it again, it's air conditioned. Sorry.
You're good.
I did not bring my water in here.
Oof.
I might need to go get that. But it is air conditioned. It's a place to sit. It's a movie that kids can relate to. I love the fact that they work with puppets while they're performing. Again, as a theater kid myself, that is something that I really, really enjoy. So
there you go.
I'm going to need to take a break.
I was going to say, we'll do that. Again, huge theater kid. This is probably one of the, like if I were to go work at Disney, this is one of the things that would be on the list of things I would really, really like to do. Whether I'm in the production side of it, they have me running lights or curtains or something, or I actually get to be in it. That would be amazing. I don't even care if I'm playing one of the fish
at the end.
Where they're like telling Dory and Marlin how to get to the EAC.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. I want to be in it.
Yeah.
I would love to do it. I would love to do a one-man show version of it.
Right.
I would love to play Crush. That's probably my dream role in this show would be to play Crush, but we're going to take a quick break.
My dream role in that, honestly, it sounds horrible. I would love to be Nemo.
That'd be really cool.
I would really love to do that. Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break because this is not live and I can stop easier. But we'll be right back so we can get some refreshments and just stretch a little bit because we have been sitting here for a minute already. But don't go anywhere because for you this will be a split second. Okay. All right, we are back, and we're moving on.
Yes.
From the Big Blue and beyond, even though I would love to. I probably could do an episode just on that, honestly. But next up, this is mine, right? I got confused here.
Yes, this is you.
Okay. How perfect was that? Okay. So this next one is the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. And this is up kind of back, sort of, by the Harambe village, if I remember correctly.
Is this where the monkeys are?
Kind of.
Okay.
Which is actually not at all near Harambe. I mean, it's in near-ish. It's closer to like Cali River Rapids, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Is that where it's at?
I'm starting to second guess things a little bit here because I think that's actually the next one. Hold on. I think Gorilla Falls.
No, Habit is on
That's not where
Rafiki's
we're at, though.
Planet Watch. But Gorilla Falls.
But that's not what we're talking about.
I know.
Hold on. It's in here somewhere. I got to
Okay.
find it. Gorilla Falls. Exploration. Is that it right there? Nope. That's the Gibbons.
That's what I was talking about was the Gibbons. Yeah.
No, that's like... That's down the way a little bit where those guys are hanging out.
And they have like the big tower
that's
things that they
Joffrey's.
can... Joffrey's. So good. I love Joffrey's.
You know, I know it's here. Is it this? No. What the heck? I know this place exists.
You might have to Google it.
I'm having a hard time finding it, but I thought I knew. Oh, you? Yes. Okay, I was right. It is back by Kilimanjaro Safari, so kind of back there by the Harambe Wildlife Preserve. It's actually right next to the... So instead of boarding... okay, so if you are walking back by Harambe, there's the queue to get in line, to get in for...
Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Thank you. If you turn right instead of there and go between Kilimanjaro Safari's entrance and the Wildlife Express train, there's another walkway back there, and that takes you back to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. And back there, they have gorillas, some rocks, and some more gorillas.
So when you come out of Kilimanjaro
meerkats.
Safaris, I think you kind of go through a little bit of that.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think you have the option to turn left when you get off the truck. And you can walk through the whole thing.
Okay.
Or you can turn right and
That sounds very
basically
familiar
just walk
now.
out. Yeah, I knew it was back there somewhere. So anyway, gorillas. You get to look at gorillas.
I mean,
And meerkats. Meerkats are over there too. I don't know. We've seen gorillas at the Denver Zoo. I like seeing them there more. Not at the Denver Zoo, at Animal Kingdom. Because they're just out hanging out instead of behind a piece of glass.
right.
Where they slap the glass and make, what was that, 5-year-old Noah pee his pants?
Yeah.
But that's a story for another time.
That's definitely.
I'll give that a
Yes.
C.
I think a C.
Because it's really cool, but it's again one of those things where when I get off Kilimanjaro Safaris, I'm gonna go right. I'm going to Expedition Everest, really.
Yeah, yeah. And
But that's personal.
Yeah, I think what I like about it is, again, it's shaded. It's going to be one of those, it's going to be like the other trails where it's shaded. It's going to be an area where kids can see animals. There isn't going to be a lot of crowd. There won't be a lot of crowds there necessarily. You might get them when you get into, there's like a window, I believe, if I remember correctly where this is. And you can see the gorillas and stuff. And I think that there might, obviously just because it's a window. So, but otherwise I think it's definitely a C. And I think it's because it's going to be for the younger kids, or, if you want to get in the shade and you don't want to be walking around in the heat again. That's really why I personally would give it a C.
Fair enough.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Next one
is Habitat Habit. And I don't have anything to go on with this. I don't know that I've ever done this one. So I can't speak to it.
Yeah, same. It is back there in the Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like a lot of things are.
Yeah, I think
But I
it's going to
couldn't
be
tell you
just
where it actually is.
exploring the habitats of the animals, but I'm not 100% sure. So
See, I do have it pulled up here, so maybe I can see if it gives us a little something in here.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just says a few animals.
A few animals.
Classic.
Well.
That's helpful.
Yeah, very
Appeals
much so.
to not rated highly by any age group.
Oh, great.
So I think we're valid there with. Did you say a letter?
Did I say a letter?
I don't think you did, actually.
I didn't know because I didn't know what to say. So I think I'm just
I
going to
don't
call
know.
it a C, but it's going
All
to
right.
be relative to what you think that, what each person thinks. Like if you want to see more animals, it's definitely going to be
Yeah, I would
something
think so.
that you might want to go explore. But if you're not as into that, then it's not going to really matter. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Next up on our list is the Harambe Village Acrobats. I've never seen it before. I don't get a picture or anything. It just says acrobats, so I don't know. It doesn't even come up in the Disney app,
Yeah.
so I don't even know I don't even know where to base it off of. I guess C for live entertainment.
Yeah.
So that's where we put most things with live entertainment, unless we know them. So
Yeah.
we'll go with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Not much to say there, to be honest.
No,
but
not much to say. The next one on our list is It's Tough to Be a Bug. This one is also going to be going away, but until it does, when I went on this the first time, so it is a 3D show, and it's also kind of sort of, what do they call it? Is it like 4D? Is that what they call it? I don't know. But it basically, it
technically.
has like scents. It has like where it sprays water at you a little bit, not a whole bunch of water, of course, like a mist of water for effect and stuff. It blows air at you. And then there's a fun little surprise at the very end, and it's it's just kind of fun. But the very first time, I was not expecting the fun surprise at the end, and I about jumped in my sister's lap because I went in 2005. That was the first time we went on it, or not in 2005. Was it 2005?
Couldn't have been 2005.
No, it
we
had
only
to
went
have
to
been,
Magic in Hollywood.
It had to have been in 2007. Then that was the next time that I went.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, we'll go with that.
Fair enough. Did you say a letter?
I did not say a letter. I'm going to call it a B. Just because,
B?
yeah, because I think it's fun. It's entertaining. Again, it has
is
the,
fun.
sit down air conditioning effects. Kids are going to enjoy it. It does have the 3D glasses. It's kind of, I don't think it's more than 10 minutes. So it's kind of, takes off from the story of, Bug's life. So yeah.
Yeah. A fun fact about that, Adriana absolutely hates that attraction.
So does Marcy.
It has to do with the special surprise at the end.
Yes.
And also, one of my favorite things to listen to when I'm playing my post-Disney trip depression playlist is what is it, the Bugs?
Buzz,
like the
buzz. That one? Yeah.
It's called like the Bugs Suite or something like
Yes.
that. The Disney Bugs Suite or something like that. Where it's
Beauty
Beauty and the Beast,
Bugs
but
Suite or
as
something.
done by Bugs. And it's
Yes.
I like it. Adriana hates it. Doesn't get played when Adriana's in the car.
Oh.
Funny though.
Okay.
It's funny that you mentioned getting a little wet there because on our next attraction,
Yeah.
you get soaked. And that is, of course, Cali River Rapid Run. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just Cali River Run?
It's Cali River Rapids. It's Cali River Rapids.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But it's Grizzly
weird.
River Run in DCA.
I know.
Yeah, so.
I'm just confused
Cali
why my
River
source said
Rapids.
Cali River Run. It's fine.
Because they're
Cali River
Disneyland
Rapids.
people, not Disney World people. That's why.
Apparently so. This one gets an F.
I mean, I would even go with D because there are those people who don't mind getting soaked and drenched. But you know what? In Florida, if you just wait a few minutes, you're probably going to get in a rainstorm anyway. So
I was going to say, the worst part about Cali River Rapids is if you ride it, never, if you do choose to ride it, do not ride it first thing. Ride it right before you're planning on leaving. And make sure you have a pair of shoes ready to go, because I don't care what shoes you're wearing, they will still be wet at the end of your vacation.
Yeah.
Because mine were.
It's true. That's when we started our list of things that you should take in your park bag. And
Yes,
things that you
indeed.
should take, period. And that was like more than one pair of shoes when you went. So, all right.
Yeah. There you go.
And moving from F to S in a heartbeat is Kilimanjaro Safaris. Kilimanjaro Safaris, in my opinion, is an S
fun.
because for the tier list, because it is fun, and it is, now that's probably a good 20-30 minute ride. Disney has turned I can't remember how many acres into a savanna, and so you get to see different animals in as close to their natural habitats as possible, with it being in a controlled environment. And so you will, see the alligators in their little pond. They are separated. They cannot get out and get to the other animals like they would in the wild. The flamingos are completely safe. The ostriches roam around with the zebras and the giraffes and the, what is the cows with the big massive white horns? I can't remember what they're called. I think it's
the Watusi cattle?
No, they're in the same
No, I know
family, but I think it starts with a B, but I can't remember. Anyway, it's very cool. These are live animals. It's not like Jungle Cruise where they're kind of animatronics. They are live animals. One of the coolest things that we saw when we went just with you and Adriana was the lions, and the lion was doing his thing. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I don't think I've ever seen that. I just saw a video recently where someone was like, I have never seen an animal that close. And the rhinoceros was like right by their ride vehicle. They had to stop and that. So, and whenever there's an animal that is in the road or too close to the road, they have to stop. They had a giraffe, again, most recently, that would not move out of the road. And so they had to call the keepers out to entice them to move and stuff. And so it makes it a little bit longer. My understanding is also they don't do what is it called? In-ride evacuation, or what do you call it? Like when you're on a roller coaster and you have to get off.
An in-show exit.
Yeah, in-show exit. Thank you. They don't necessarily do those as far as I have understood. But again, it's very educational. A lot of the things at the parks are tied with educational and fun. And I think that that's really shown here in Kilimanjaro Safaris. That's why, like, as soon as you're done with Kilimanjaro Safaris, my 2 cents is you should go to Rafiki's Planet Watch, because then it'll be like, oh, this is what we do. This is how they take care of them, and things like that. So it's definitely an S for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I apologize. I was listening, but kind of not, because I had a camera issue. And I'm really thankful for the way that my stuff is set up right now, because that was the most seamless transition I could have possibly done on my side.
That's awesome.
Okay, so next we're going to move on to the Kara Tinga Tinga.
I don't know what that is.
That, I believe, is the drummers, the African drummers.
Oh, okay.
But actually maybe not, because there's another one down the list a little ways. I don't know.
Oh,
The
yeah.
picture is of drums. So I'm gonna. It's a live music thing, so feel like we're kind of sitting like generally in the same area there. C tier, unless you really like that stuff, then I'd put it higher for yourself for sure.
Right.
But that's where it sits for us.
Right.
So.
The next thing we have is the Maharaja, there we go, Jungle Trek. I think this is going to be more like the trails again, if I'm not mistaken. And so
yeah, this is actually closer to where those monkeys are.
Yeah, and so this is going to be definitely a C. There's you're going to see some animals and stuff. It's really just kind of looking at the environment and stuff. So, yeah.
There's Komodo dragons, bats, tigers, Asian birds.
It's definitely more towards the zoo aspect of the park. So,
migratory birds. And, yeah.
Cool.
I didn't know that there was a Komodo dragon over there. I wish I had, because that is it's no longer my favorite animal, but it was at one point in my life.
Yes, yes.
Because my new favorite animal is actually the blue macaw.
Oh, yes.
I would love to have a blue macaw someday.
Right? Goodness. All right.
Yeah. You said C, right?
I did say C.
Okay, cool. I'm with you on that. This one has historically, things like this have always gotten an A, so automatically going with the A for Meet Favorite Disney Pals at Adventures Outpost, which is in Discovery Island. Mm-hmm. So kind of right after you get into the park is where you're going to find these guys.
Yeah.
I just think that meeting characters in general is kind of, it's fun for all ages. Like, it's something that I get excited about, you know?
Yeah. Same. So. Yeah. And I gave it an A as well. There's something about seeing the characters and seeing your favorite characters in movies and stuff come to life. They have Russell, and I've seen him over there, and of course Mickey and Minnie, and that. So yeah, definitely. All right, moving along if we can. Navi River Journey. That is actually one of my favorite rides as well. I'm giving it I'm going to give it an A because I like the background story, of course, or the continuation, I guess, of Avatar. I like that it's showing you kind of the life of the Na'vi people, and then you get to, of course, see a couple of is that. Yeah, there's the animatronic, right, for the
yeah.
Oh, I can't think what it is.
And for
the Na'vi shaman.
The shaman of song.
Yeah.
That is what makes or breaks that ride for me.
Yes.
Because if that animatronic isn't working and they have the giant screen down in front of it, it loses so much for me that I don't even like ride. That's why it's not a thing I like to ride.
Okay.
Unless I know for a fact that animatronic is working. Mm-hmm. Because I've been burned one too many times.
I understand.
It is a cute ride. I think it's like if Splash Mountain and the People Mover had a baby and lost all their best qualities.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. It's cute. Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy being able to like kind of see the world of Avatar, but
see, I feel like it's a whole nother take on another ride at Magic Kingdom. Except for instead, it's a tall world after all. Okay.
That's annoyingly cheesy. I hate that you've got that stuck in my head now. I'm never going to sing that song again. The same way. Oh, that's annoying, but it's so funny.
Oh, gosh.
You're right, actually.
It is.
You're right, now that you mentioned that.
That really is. Yeah. Did I give it a letter grade? I said a B, right? Yeah, I said B.
I think I was messing with camera again, so I was kind of not paying attention. But.
Okay.
So here again is the Tam Tam Drummers of Harambe, which is more live music entertainment, which is a theme in Animal Kingdom, I'm noticing.
Yeah.
And it's probably the reason I don't spend a whole lot of time in this park is because there's a lot to do, but not if you don't like live entertainment that much.
Right. And I think I know why they do the live entertainment, though. I was just thinking about this because there's a whole bunch of different things that they do at the other parks that they don't do at Animal Kingdom because of the animals. And so like there's no fireworks shows at all at Animal Kingdom. And so they do play some music and stuff, but the music is now more isolated to these locations that we have named because it's not as intrusive to the animal environments. And so
yeah. And it's totally valid. this is one where I would want to give it a B because percussion.
Right.
But out of fairness to everybody else, it goes C because I'm still not stopping to listen to them, unfortunately. Right. I would rather race my way across the park and go get on Expedition Everest or watch Finding Nemo. So.
Yeah, I agree. Moving right along, Tree of Life Awakenings. Is this the nighttime show or what is this?
It is. It is the light and film show projected on the Tree of Life.
Yes, and so I have actually seen this, and it is fascinating. It's along the lines of the nighttime show they sort of that they used to do at Magic Kingdom, where they do the projections on the castle. And so that's kind of cool. And then of course it is all the different characters that pertain to animals and stuff. And so that's really fun. And I give it a C only because there is no place to sit. It is outside. The park closes the earliest of any of the 4 parks, and so while it's not entirely dark, it's just a C. It's just a C for me. I just remembered something when we were talking about, because we did this is how Dad and I did it when we were there last. We actually went on Kilimanjaro Safari's Sunset Safari, which was amazing, by the way. I don't know, what did I give Kilimanjaro Safari? It's an S, right? Okay, perfect. Yeah. Because that is definitely another fun thing, is to see the safari at night. They don't have lights or anything. It's actually not night, it's like dusk. And it's just fascinating. And so same thing. Then we went and watched the Tree of Life Awakenings. And it really was a great way to end the day at the park and be able to leave early enough, because when we go down for a day. We don't go down necessarily and stay the night or anything like that. And so it was a really good way to end the day. We didn't go to another park after that, and it was really fun.
There you go. I like that. I haven't seen it myself because I don't stay in Animal Kingdom long enough to see it. So. Sorry about that.
Yeah, nope, fair enough.
We're gonna hit probably our first D here with Triceratops Spin. Main reason I'm giving it a D is because, as I said a few minutes ago, it is the 4th iteration of the same spinning ride we've got so many times.
Yep, flying spinning ride.
And
yep.
I'm not sure what a flying Triceratops adds to it. Yeah. This is probably one of the only things in that Dinoland area that I'm like, I don't really care that it's going away, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't dislike it enough to give it an F.
Correct. I agree with that.
But because it is fun for kids,
it is fun for kids.
Niños out there, and they'll enjoy it.
It's difficult, I think, to get anybody back in that area, in the Donald's Dino Bash area. They do have Donald meet and greet over there, Restaurantosaurus. Of course, that's where Dinosaur is, but it's really difficult to get anybody back there, and that is the only ride aside from Dinosaur that's back there. And so I feel like it feels out of place. So I really can't wait to see what they do with Tropical Americas and what they put there in its place. So I can't really wait for it to be gone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. I don't know what this is, but it's Valley of Moara, and I'm not sure what it is.
Where would you guess that is?
I would guess this is going to be over by Expedition Everest, would be my guess.
You are actually on the exact opposite end of the park.
Then I'm going to say it's over at Avatar Land.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's in Avatar Land. It's actually right in front of...
I was like...
It is right in front of Flight of Passage. And it is, honestly, from memory and looking at the map right now, it looks like it's basically the Gorilla Falls trail.
But does Avatar. Got you.
Yeah, so there's obviously fake animals, but it's called the like rainforest, like the alien rainforest.
Okay.
So you just kind of, it's like a little walkthrough where you can really immerse yourself deeper into the world of Avatar.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
What did we give those two?
C. I think we gave it C.
Gorilla Falls a C,
yeah.
and the other one, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's fair to give it the same thing there. Okay. We're getting close to the end. I think we only have 5 more.
Yeah.
4 more, actually.
Yeah.
That's
you.
Mine?
That's you.
It is me. What is that? Viva
Gaia
Street Band.
Yeah.
Which is again more live music. I don't think I have really anything else to say here. So
yeah, I agree.
We give it the C, and I think we move along because I got nothing else here.
Next up is Wilderness Explorers. This is going to be kind of like what they have at Epcot for kids, where there's they have kind of missions to do. I want to say it's kind of along those lines. They have certain things they have to find,
less, yeah.
Right? And then they get a reward at the end and stuff. Yeah. So I think I'm going to give that one a B because for kids who can't go on some of the bigger rides and stuff, like even Flight of Passage and Expedition Everest or even Cali River Rapids, there's trying to get things that are going to engage that age group. And I think like doing a scavenger hunt kind of thing is always fantastic for kids to get them thinking, to use their critical thinking skills and be able to kind of keep that focus away from the fact that they're too short or whatever to go on the big rides and stuff. And so it gives them something else to do. So I really like that. Plus, sometimes it's just fun to go and do things like that. Dad and I started doing stuff like that after you kids, after we moved down here, because we were like, we missed some of this stuff because we were always, let's go to the roller coaster. Let's go on this ride. Let's go on that ride. And so now that we're living here and we can go to the parks when we want to, and I have a friend who I can go to the parks with whenever I want to as well, it's just fun to kind of explore all that they have for us to do there. So this is definitely one of those things.
There you go. Next, we have the Wildlife Express train, which is how you get back to all of those things we talked about at Rafiki's Planet Watch. The train itself is pretty cool. Like Mom said earlier, you sit sideways on it instead of
in rows. Yeah, there's only like 2 rows, isn't there? It's like 2 rows.
I can't even remember. I don't even know if there is 2 rows. I almost feel like
it's 2 rows, but it's like stadium seating.
Maybe it is 2 rows,
and you can't see like behind you, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
it's probably
that's because that's all the backstage areas
exactly.
where they hide all the. That's where all the animals go to eat and go to sleep.
Exactly.
So that's behind you, but in front of you, it's gorgeous.
Yes.
And you can actually indeed stay in your ECV on this attraction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So that clears that up. So all that stuff back in the back at Rafiki's Planet Watch is accessible. Awesome. Which is actually really cool. I just went back through and looked at all of the rankings we gave for all the Rafiki's Planet Watch stuff. It was 2 C's and 2 B's. I'm going to give the Wildlife Train a B.
I agree. Yeah, that's exactly
I don't want to give it
rated.
higher than the other things that are back there because I don't think it's more fun than any of the stuff that's in the Planet Watch, but it is the way to get to it. So
yes.
At least has to have that, I think. So.
Yes. And I would say for a lot of those things that we were talking about where you got to sit down, this is definitely, that's what takes it up from a C to a B to me, because you do get to sit down to go out there and come back and stuff. And so I think it's definitely a B. So
I'm actually going to say,
you're giving it
I'm going to bump it up to A.
Okay.
Because of its accessibility.
Oh, okay. I like that. I can get on that.
Because you can get your ECV on there or your wheelchair and ride to the back to enjoy all that stuff.
Yeah.
It gets a bump up for me.
Yeah.
I'll give it the extra letter grade.
Yeah. All right. And now
it's technically the last one.
We're technically at the last one. This is Winged Encounters, The Kingdom Takes Flight. That one, I don't know what that is because now I'm confused because now I'm wondering if what I saw before was the Feathered Friends one.
Well,
are they the same?
The Feathered Friends? No,
okay.
the Feathered Friends flight I think is what it's called. That is at the back-ish, kind of in between Asia and Africa. The Winged Friends, or the Winged Encounters, happens at the front in Discovery Island.
Okay.
But they do use the same macaws and the same parrots in both shows.
Okay. The Winged Encounters was the one that I
ones.
got to see then.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I had to fact check myself
Boo.
about, because I said it's between Africa and Asia. I am right. It's in Asia, I guess, really. But,
Okay.
It's in between the two. It kind of depends on where you draw the borders, I guess. But yeah, Winged Encounters happens in Discovery Island.
And I'm giving this one a B for that whole reason that it's in the shade. It's in the shade. You get to sit down.
Blue macaws.
Blue or red.
I don't know
like
why.
blue and yellow.
I really love the
and
blue
the red
macaws.
ones.
They look really nice.
Oh my gosh.
I like them.
Okay.
I want one. I'm gonna say because we're so deep in time here, let's not do this part.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
And you guys will find out what it was. Cool. So before we move along to our last couple of things, is there any changes you want to make to our list here?
No.
Probably not. It's going to be a lot to go through and decide.
I'm good.
I
I'm
think
good
we got
on all of it.
I think we're pretty squared there.
We are.
So that's good. Right on, right on. Well, that wraps up our tier list for Animal Kingdom.
Yay!
We finally got to it after doing all the other parks. We've got a lot of content coming out right now. So we're doing 2 live podcasts a week, and then Mom and I, and probably me and Caleb occasionally will be pre-recording some that will just not be live streamed, obviously. But yeah, so this particular week, like the week that we're in right now, we'll have 3 videos coming out. Yeah, and we're currently trying to figure out Sunday because Marcy found out she actually has a scheduling conflict now with a rehearsal that is going way later than she thought it would. So we're trying to figure out what exactly we're doing for our next DCOM rewatch episode, DCOM Kids. We're not sure what we're doing yet, but if you follow us over on Instagram and TikTok, or follow us on Facebook, you can follow us at Noah Parker's World of Wonder, and we will inform you as soon as we know what's going on. And yeah, you can also find our shorts there that my beautiful wife puts together and uploads for me in such a regular and faithful way that has been such a blessing for me to not have to worry about. And it's doing a lot of good things for our content here. Like we are almost at 600 subscribers if we're not already there, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot for me, and I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah. So on Friday, Adriana and I will be live streaming at 7:30 for our weekly trivia, and then Marcy and I will be live streaming Miracle in Lane 2 at some point, hopefully somewhere really close to all that. But yeah, do you have any closing remarks you'd like to make, Mother?
I am just excited for this new season of Noah Parker's World of Wonder and the changes that are taking place in the Walt Disney World parks specifically. I'm super excited to see what all the year holds for us as we get to explore some new things together, and I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. This year is going to be our best year yet.
Yes.
And until next time, guys, let the wonder take hold.